guys, Just here. Today we're talking Skylines. This is my Skyline R34. I love these cars, guys. If I could afford one in real life, I would definitely have one in my driveway, but these are getting pretty expensive and unattainable. So we have to opt for the RC, but that's fine. This one here is a Tamiya TT02D. I did paint up this body set myself probably about a year or so ago, before I even started doing YouTube. It's painted a Tamiya bright gunmetal. It's got the Drift Nismo wheels on there, guys, and that's pretty much it. I basically built this car and it's kind of sat on the shelf. Now, this is still the four-wheel drive version. It's there's a couple little hop-up parts to it, but nothing too much done to it. Now, drifting has been getting pretty popular in my area, and I've been wanting to check it out for quite a while now. But obviously, I don't want to be showing up with this car because it's not a real drift car per se, but it is a really nice body, which is why I opted for this one. Now, stay tuned. There is going to be a full build of an MST 2.5. We're going to build up, and we're going to take to a local drift track. And guys, I'm not going to lie, I'm a complete amateur. I've never done any kind of drifting or anything, so bear with me here, guys. This is all new territory for me. But back to the Skyline. So I really like this one. Like I said, I did put a kind of a halo lights in there and stuff, and I've had this differential lock block for quite a while to put into the rear, and I was going to convert this into my drift car. But of course, now we've got the MST, so still want to kind of do that just to see what performance we can get out of this car. Now, one thing that's always kind of drove me nuts about this car is the rear decals on the lights. Just looks a little cheap, I think. I could have painted this with some Lexan paint, but so in all things kind of scale, and you guys know I like scale trucks and scale boats, I picked up a new body that I wanted to try out. So let's show that to you here, guys. All right, so guys, I picked up the Killerbody R34 pre-done up body set. So let's get this open here. All right, so we'll get this open here and have a look at it. All right, and here it is, guys. This is an absolute gorgeous body. Look at that. It even has the actual light buckets in here. Really nice light buckets. Very nice blue. Look at the rear lights, are very realistic. It looks killer. This thing looks sweet, guys. I'll show you a quick comparison there with the Tamiya. Very nice, very, very nice. So I picked this up. I just kind of want to see if we can get it on the TT02, just something a little more realistic looking. You know, these cars were really made popular with the Fast and Furious and everything. Of course, Brian's car in Fast and Furious. So really, really nice. Not even crazy about blue, but this blue really pops and looks really good. So it comes with a few other things as well, the mirrors and the spoiler. So before we do anything else, I want to get this stuff out and get this put together. All right, guys, and there it is. The mirrors and the spoiler on. Looks really awesome. So what I want to try and do now is just get this body shell off, and we'll see how the Killerbody fits on the TT02. Alright, guys, so I line it up on this side. It looks really good. The only problem is when you go over to the other side here, get a big gap. So we'll probably have to look at getting wider offsets on the rear, but I mean, it's quite a significant gap. I'm just gonna compare the two bodies here. They look close, but they're very different. Okay, so the Killerbody one is laying on the roof, and we'll just kind of line up the Tamiya one here, roughly. As you guys can see, there's quite a bit of a gap. I don't know. I don't think this is going to work for the TT02, guys. Okay, well, that's just really too bad. But the other thing I was just thinking, guys, is I do have our Rlaarlo AK-787, which is a bit wider. It is an on-road car, but the chassis is a bit wider. So I'm thinking that maybe we might be able to fit the Killerbody onto the Rlaarlo. We can just get this kind of lined up. It might just fit, guys. Obviously, we're gonna have to get this rear wing removed, so I think I might do that. As much as I do love this body, I'd love to put this Killerbody Skyline to good use, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and remove this spoiler and see if we can get it fitted on here somehow. Okay, so now to get the rear spoiler off, it looks like it's just gonna be the two screws, one here and one right here. So we'll get those two off, and then there's just three on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all those off here now. All right, guys, so we got it sitting on the Rlaarlo. The width seems to be about right. You can see it's just over that edge there. My only concern now is just getting the wheels centered. I think if we trim the front foam, shouldn't be an issue. Still a little bit of an offset issue, but I think with the right set of wheels, we can make it look good. So I'm just gonna try and spin this around. So just have our MST wheels on there right now, just temporarily. So that could look really good. So kind of liking where this is going so far, guys. Now we did take off that rear spoiler. I may take the actual wing off and put this back piece back on. But we're gonna have to figure out some kind of a body mounting now. So I think I'm gonna get all four of these wheels on, just to kind of see, and we'll look at how we're gonna mount this. I would hate to put holes in this body, so hopefully we'll figure out some other alternative. But like I said, we'll put the wheels on for now and go from there. All right, guys, so I've been kind of playing around with some body posts and whatnot, and this is looking really good right there, I think. May have to look at either tucking the body in on this edge or cutting this piece off, but I really didn't want to put holes in this body. But I think for the rear, we're gonna drill 2 holes here for the rear posts, and then we'll look at doing magnets in the front. I really don't want to put holes in the front, but I think for the rear, not really much else I can do. Unless I kind of put I don't want to even glue a magnet on there. I don't think that will look great. So, yeah, I just kind of been going over this. I have a 3mm offset on the rear. So, I think we're looking really good there, guys. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pull the trigger. We're going to drill 2 holes there for the rear. We'll get the front situated. And, yeah, there's a couple other things we need to do as well. All right, guys, so I was concerned about the back rubbing, but what I didn't really take into consideration was the front rubbing. So we got our body posts drilled there. The holes are a little bigger than I would like. I did have to make some minor adjustments to basically be able to steer. It's not too bad now. There's still a tiny bit of rub. But the other thing is, as you can see here, I've got the body tucked in the side here, this side plastic lip. It doesn't look the greatest, but it is kind of practical to keep the body up. We just kind of have the front on magnets, so it kind of keeps the body nice and tucked in there. Like I said, we'll have body clips on the rear, but just gonna show you that there. Looks really good. So there's a couple other things that we need to do. You can see, yeah, you can see there's some really tight clearance for that front tire. But one of the other things I wanted to do was throw some LEDs in the rear here. So we're gonna take a look at that really quick. All right, guys, so all I had was white, and as you can see, it's coming through white. I thought it was gonna be more, the circle was gonna be more lit up, not kind of the center. So may just skip the LEDs for right now, or we'll try to put these in the front headlights. One thing that kind of is bothering me is this rear diffuser. It's very loose. It only has one exhaust as well, which is very strange. I think they would do the second one here. So we're probably going to look at picking up an aftermarket exhaust and probably getting rid of all this at some point. The other thing I want to do is take this license plate off. We're just going to replace that with, I have a Nismo one from the Tamiya. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And there's the headlights in the front. I think I'm just going to leave the headlights off for right now until we can get like a proper harness built. All right, guys, so next thing we're going to do is select our offsets. Like I said before, that can be easily changed by just gluing them in place. So you just kind of push the rim out to where you want it and glue it in place. Now for the front, I'm going to have it pushed all the way in. And so we have no offset basically in the front. The only tires I have right now are these Tamiya. They're like an on-road tire. And we're going to put these hard sponges in there. And then we're going to glue our wheels. I think I did a 5mm offset in the rear. So I'm going to get these glued. We're going to get our foams in, get these tires all glued together, and get them on the car. Now, the other thing that I have these Brembo wheel hubs that I got off eBay a long time ago. I forget where I got them, but I haven't been able to use these, so I finally have a use for them now. So we're gonna get these hubs off and put our Brembo ones on there, and then get our tires together, and then I'll show you guys that once it's all done. All right, guys, one final look before I put the wheels on. This thing is looking really sweet. Really loving the look of this car now, guys. We will be working on this car. I'm gonna figure out a better light kit. I do want to cut out the grill and where the intercooler is and put some real mesh in there. We're gonna probably look at putting an interior in this, doing something, at least tinting the windows in the back. I did put the Nismo sticker on. I just covered the Killerbody one for now, but there's definitely more details I want to do. Like I said, I want to probably get rid of this and just go with a single kind of catback exhaust on there. So plenty more to come with this car, guys. Definitely stay tuned. This is not a drift car. It's more of an on-road car, but really liking it so far. So stay tuned. We're going to do more upgrades to the Rlaarlo 787 Skyline Killerbody.